Hi, hello, and welcome to Knit in the City. I am Rebecca, and this is the last day of the year. And what better day to pick for a run-through of my 2024 knitting goals? What were they? How did it go? And what are my plans for next year? Is what I'm going to talk about today. I did have a mid-year evaluation of this goal, of these goals actually, and to be honest, not that much has changed since then. But if you haven't watched that episode, this could be of interest perhaps. And also, I did not talk about my goals for next year in that episode. So if you're interested in that, then hang in there and we will get to that towards the end of the episode. Okay, so the first goal for the year of 2024 when it comes to my knitting was that I wanted to have no more than 10 projects on my needles. And I am the queen of UFOs for some reason. There are many reasons. So I wanted to work on that. I mean, I have had a lot more ongoing projects and projects that have been lying around in baskets for years than I have today. At the same time, I still feel like they are a bit too many. Many of you probably think that 10 ongoing projects is a lot, but for me, I am a very emotional knitter. I have to have feelings for the things I'm working on, because otherwise it's no fun. And that can change. I mean, sometimes I'm in the mood for something quite difficult and time consuming and focus consuming, and sometimes I just want to do plain stockinette. So I have to have projects for different moods. I also have to have bigger projects, smaller projects, colorful projects, like neutral project. I don't know, but I mean, I have to have something for every mood. So I think 10 is a good number. 10 is also something that wouldn't stress me out. At the moment I have 21 UFOs and whips. I think most of them are actually whips, because I have been knitting on all the things lately. More on that in an upcoming episode. But yeah, 21, so 11 of those I want to be done with. Last year I did a Make 9 UFO, where I picked 9 new UFOs to work on. To be honest, I can't really remember what happened with that. I know that I finished some of them. I think Vardag was one of them. I mean, I will revisit it and I will put things on the screen. But right now I couldn't tell you. I know that I didn't finish all of them. I also made an unmake 9. I had this kind of point system where I gave points to how much I wanted the finished object and how much I felt like working on it. And then I put those numbers together, and the 9 with the highest numbers, that was the make 9. And then I did an unmake 9 with the 9 with the lowest score. And then I frogged them. And I think I frogged all of those, actually. Yes, because, I mean, frogging is a bit quicker than finishing the knitting. But yeah, so I'm thinking to do the same this year. To be honest, I'm not sure that I have 9 things that I want to frog, because I have been a bit more mindful about what I'm casting on. And the projects that I haven't finished, some of them are from the Make 9 UFO edition. So I still want to finish them. But we'll see if there are any that I want to frog. Maybe they aren't 9, but they could be... I could have an unmake 4, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, that was the first... I'm not going to show you any of my whips or UFOs, because I am planning to make an episode where like a whip parade or something like that, for the beginning of next year, which is really up on us. But yeah, so goal number 2 was to publish a pattern on Ravelry, and unfortunately that is not going to happen because I only have today left and the pattern isn't finished yet. I mean, this is just, I'm not planning on becoming a designer or anything like that. This is just for fun, like for the feeling of accomplishment. So what I have done, I started a very simple sock pattern because I can make a sock from the top of my head without a pattern. So I was thinking to start simple. So I have made, this is a very simple knit and purl pattern. This is the smallest size sock, and this one is finished. I also have a mid-size. So this is European foot sizes. So this is 36 to 38. Do with that what you want. And this is a 39 to 41. And then I'm making a 42 to 44. It should be. And this is not finished. So the idea was, with the green one, these are the ones that fit me. So I'm gonna wear these when they're done. And I have started the second one. But then I was thinking, it's better to just make one from each size to just check all the numbers and see that things are correct. And so I wrote the pattern while I was working on these, or to be exact, this one. And then I knit from the pattern when I made this and when I'm making this, and checking the numbers and things like that. But yeah, this is not going to happen this year. It's hopefully going to happen next year. We will see. It's going to be a free pattern because this is not, never mind. So that, yeah, didn't accomplish that goal. So now 2 goals that I haven't accomplished. For the third goal is something I feel like I have accomplished. And that was to make more garments, because in 2023 I made lots of accessories, lots of socks. I had a 2023 summer sock craze where I cast on all the socks, finished none of the socks, and I am still suffering the consequences, which is that I now hate making socks. And that is probably also the reason why I didn't finish these ones. Yeah. But I mean, I have made a lot more garments. And most of them, when I went through the list of things that I've made during the year, I noticed that I made a lot of tank tops, actually. I have made 6 tank tops, which is surprising because I don't wear a lot of tank tops. Well, I do underneath my clothes in the winter, but not, these are like summer tops. One of them is this square neck camisole that you can barely see, but I will put a picture because slanted roof, can't stand up. The square neck camisole, which, I mean, this looks really nice. The only problem with it is that it's a 50 merino, 50 cotton, which is too warm to wear in the summer. And it is, I mean, I can wear it now under other clothes, like I am with, this is Ginny. This is my Ginny. Oh, I'm not used to this chair. I have a comfortable office chair here now, so it takes up a lot more space than the chair I had here before. Yeah, that's beside the point. This is my Ginny cardigan that I've been wearing so much. I made this in 2023, so I shouldn't be talking about that now. But wearing it under an open cardigan like this, it's quite low-necked, which I like, but also in the winter it gets cold. The second problem with this is that the straps are a little bit too long, so they tend to fall off my shoulders. Sorry. Yeah, and that is enough. But I really want to make another one, and I am planning to make it out of 100% wool yarn, so that it's more winter appropriate. And I will also make the straps a little bit shorter, so it feels more comfortable to wear. Yes, that. what else was I saying? Yeah, garments. I have brought a few garments because the reason I set this goal was that in 2023 I only made I think 2 sweaters and 3 cardigans, or if it was the other way around, 3 cardigans and 2 sweaters. And some of them were things that I had started way before, so I didn't even cast them on. And this year I have made more. I was going to check how many I had actually made, but then I got lost in something else. Actually, I'm gonna go check that now because I think you deserve to have that information. Back with the stats. So I made 3 cardigans, which is not that great. My cardigan knitting flow has not really been working, nor this year, neither last year. I do need more cardigans. I am going to knit more cardigans next year. Is what I have been saying for 2 years now, but let's see. I mean, I don't know why I don't knit cardigans. It's I think there are just more sweaters that catches your eye, and then also with cardigans you have to make button bands, and sometimes you need to make buttonholes, and yeah, I mean that's not my favorite thing. This is an open cardigan, so you still have to make the edging, but yeah, all of that. I made 8. Oh yeah, I was going to say that 2 of those cardigans were also for my kids. So I only made 1 cardigan for myself, and that was the Darjeeling blouse, which is, I mean, it's technically a cardigan, but it has short sleeves. So no cardigans for autumn and winter wear were made during the past year. Sweaters I made 8, so that's pretty good. That's a lot of sweaters. Only 1 of those was for one of my kids, so I have a lot of new sweaters. Actually, I've been wearing my sweaters a lot, so I don't want to say that this is, yeah, I do want to say that it's excessive. Of course it's excessive, but this is my hobby, so. But I have been wearing all of the sweaters, more or less. And I actually brought some of them to just give a short mention, because 2 of these are sweaters that I have worn so much. One of them is one that I thought I was going to wear so much, but I actually haven't. So the first one is the Storm Sweater by Petite Knit. And I mean, I don't knit a lot of Petite Knit patterns, but this one I just love. I love this. I love this sweater so much. This is knit in Drops Lima in this lovely pearl gray color. I have nothing but good things to say about this. It's just so much fun to knit because something is going on all the time. And I have worn it to death. And if you check under the arms, look at the felting going on here. This is just all hard and thick. But this is how much I have loved this sweater. It doesn't really pill, it's just that it felts underneath the armpits. Folded collar, which is really nice. And yeah, not going into detail, but I have loved the heck out of this sweater. The next one is also one that I have been wearing so much. This is the Kerr by Rebecca Clow. And the pattern is super pretty, for one. And the other thing is that this is knit in a 2-ply wool yarn, like 100% wool, and a sport weight. And the other thing with this is that this yarn is rather thin, and it's knit on needles that are a little bit bigger than I would normally choose for this yarn weight, but that makes this a sweater that is not super hot, which is great because it's not always super hot. It's also quite cropped, which I really like. I can wear it with my high-waisted trousers, which I do. This also has a double folded collar, but this is 2-2 rib instead of 1-1. And yeah, this also got a lot of wear. It's It is felting a bit underneath the armpits, but not as much as the other one, I guess. Or maybe it is. Yeah, somewhat. Also, hardly any pilling. I mean, this is a great workhorse yarn. And the third one, which I had such high hopes for, and I still think that this is a very pretty sweater. This is the porcelain sweater by Lena Holme-Samse. I mean, all of these are drop shoulder sweaters, which is surprising because I would think, because I don't like oversized garments, because I think I look huge in them, because I go in and out everywhere. If I wear something really straight and really oversized, it just looks like my body goes all the way to the edge, so to speak, which makes me look like a giant. And being really tall as well, I don't like that look. So the drop shoulder sweaters are usually oversized, but with these two, I made a size or two smaller than I should have according to the pattern. These are not body hugging at all, because that wouldn't have looked good. I don't think that a drop shoulder sweater should be body hugging, but they just fall like kind of straight. And this is the problem with this beautiful sweater, that it kind of, I'm not going to say it hugs my body, but it goes in with the curves. And it looks kind of strange, I have to say. And I think that, and this is also quite a bit longer than the car. And it's a little bit longer than the storm sweater. And I think it just hits in a place where, I mean, it's a little bit too long to be a regular sweater, and it's too short to be like a sweater dress. Maybe I should make a sweater dress out of it. Maybe that would look good. Because then it doesn't really matter that it clings a bit. No, I mean, no, I'm not going to do that. It's too much work. But yeah, maybe I'll lose weight someday and then it's going to fit perfectly. The thing with this is that I had to add a border to the sleeve here, like this pattern border. I had to add one because it was only supposed to be two, and then this would have been a 3/4 sleeve sweater. I also had to add a panel here because I didn't want this sweater to be cropped, because I don't think that's the look. Yeah, I don't know. Also double folded collar. And yeah, not much more to say about this. It is a little annoying. Yeah, there is something more to say about this. I didn't tell you the yarn I was using. I was being a cheapskate, so I've knit this from Drops Fable and Drops Kid Silk held together. And it does make a quite lovely fabric. I mean, I have heard that the Kid Silk mohair from Drops can be scratchy, but I feel like it's different colors. And this white color is really soft. And the blue also. So, I mean, the beige is kind of scratchy, actually. Never mind, let's not go into that. I have not worn this sweater as much as I would have liked to. Okay, the next goal number 4, I think I'm at the 4th goal now. Yes, and that was knit more from my queue. And I think I've done fairly well with that. I mean, all of the garments that I just showed you are from my queue. This one as well. And I did do a tally up. And I mean, this is just like, because when you start making something from your queue, it disappears from your queue. I mean, when you start the project. So I'm not 100% sure, but from how I remember things, I have made 16 of the 33 items that I've knit this year are directly from my queue. So that is a good result. So with these 2 goals, I can leave them behind and feel pleased that I accomplished them. For 2025, I am going to reuse 2 of the goals. So I will keep the goal to get my projects down to 10, like my active, not only active, projects that haven't been finished, that are lying around, either being worked on or not being worked on. I only want 10. And I am thinking to really get this done, that I will dedicate I was thinking the month of February, because last year I had Finish Your Knits month was February, and that was mostly things that had been lying around not being worn because there was something wrong with them. Maybe they were too short, or maybe I had made a mistake that I couldn't ignore, or yeah, anything that needed fixing. But that could also be finish knitting them. So either, or I just take January to finish everything from last year, and then I start fresh in February. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I have to take some time to dedicate to all of my UFOs and whips. And I mean, some of them are close to being done. My Lima from Nordlund, I'm not going to show it now, because I have a lot of episodes coming up where I'm going to show you all of the things. But I have finished. No, I haven't finished. I've almost finished the body. I only have the hem left and the sleeves. I mean, that's not only, but it's still, I mean, a chunk of the sweater has been made. Sorry, I have a hair on my lip. And I also have my Nordiska from Caitlin Hunter, where I only have one sleeve left, and that's not a lot. The reason I stopped knitting on it is that I needed the needle. I for some reason I only have one 4mm needle, which is crazy because I know I bought lots of them, and I needed it for the storm sweater I made for my daughter for Christmas. That is actually blocking downstairs right now, so I wasn't completely finished on Christmas Eve, but she'll get it for New Year's. Okay, yes. So I didn't have a needle to finish that sleeve, but now I do. So yeah, so I will dedicate some time to finish those projects. I just realized that I stopped midway when I was talking about what garments I had made in 2024. I'm really sorry. I haven't been filming in a long time, and things have been crazy, and my brain doesn't really work the way it should. So I'm gonna jump back to telling you about the garments I made last year. Not last year, it's still the same year, this year. So I just told you that I made 8 sweaters. Yeah, and one of them, that's not right. 2 of them was for my kids. Yeah. I made 2 t-shirts, both for myself. I did start the Cumulus tee, the petite knit pattern, but I didn't finish it because it just, I was gonna say it kept getting bigger, it didn't, but it just came out way too big. And whatever I did, I couldn't get it to be the size I wanted. Sorry about that. Yeah, I made 6 tank tops. That is a lot of tank tops. 2 of them were for my kids, for the tan top and short set. And I also made 1 pair of shorts, which was also part of the tan set that I made for them. And I made a dress. So those were the garments. And all in all, that would be 21 garments. That's pretty good. I'm pleased with that. Okay, back to the knitting goals of 2025. I'm so sorry. So, the first goal is to get down to 10 UFOs and whips. And somehow I'm gonna make this work. The second goal is also from this year, and it is to publish a pattern on Ravelry. And I mean, now I have a whole year to do that, and I only have 1 sock to finish. So even though I don't have my sock mojo back, I still think that this is doable. It's definitely doable. It's gonna happen. You'll see. Okay, and the third goal, that is a new one, which I have actually been doing on the sly during this year, and that is knitting from my stash. I mean, I have a huge stash, The only problem with it is that I don't have as many sweater quantities as I would like. I do have quite a few fingering weight sweater quantities, but I hardly have any DK or worsted weight sweater quantities, which would have been nice. And that's why when I see something pretty that I want to make, then I have to buy new yarn. And I'm not gonna have a ban on yarn buying. I am pretty poor, so I don't buy a lot of yarn anyway. But I'm going to be more mindful about my knitting. And I'm going to try and make things work with what I've got. Yes. I don't think I'm going to make any calculations in and out of stash, because that just seems to be way too much work, and I still have a lot of things that I need to get done. But I will, before I buy yarn, I will go to my stash, and that is a promise. The fourth goal is really exciting, because last year I made this year, still have this day. This year I made an episode called a knitted capsule wardrobe, something like that, where I picked out patterns that would be suitable for a capsule wardrobe. And this year I want to knit myself a capsule wardrobe. I don't just want to cast on pretty things. I want to think about, reflect, what do I need? What do I want? What fits into my closet and my style and all of these things. So I want to knit a few pieces that all go together and that can be used in many different ways. I want them to have a cohesive color scheme, or like the colors could go together without a problem. And things that work for different occasions. So I'm thinking to go about this in a way that I will, because I'm not a very stylish person. I don't really know what my style is. So I think that step one is going to try to figure that out with the help of some style YouTubers. So yes, I'm gonna find some words to define the style that I want. And then I'm also going to try on all my clothes and try and figure out what looks good on me and what doesn't, so I don't add more things that aren't flattering. And I'm also going to go through my closet to figure out what is lacking. What do I need? I mean, I know I need a pair of jeans, but I can't knit that. But what kind of knitted items do I need to add? I have an idea. I'm going to make an episode on this where I tell you about all of these things. So that will be coming up in the next year. I think that is really exciting, at least for me, and hopefully for some of you as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be great when I finally have a closet where I could just pick things, pair them together, and I don't have a lot of stuff that I don't wear and I don't look good in and all of these things. So I will also be cleaning out some things, not just knitted stuff, but I think I also have a few sweaters and cardigans where I could repurpose the yarn, where I don't wear them at all and I could just repurpose the yarn. Some things I think I need to get rid of, like sell or give away, because they're like steeked cardigans and you can't really rip them out. Okay, I think that's all I had to talk about today. I wish all of you a great new year with lots of knitting, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!